He's VB and he lives in Perth, making super videos for all his work. His channel is great, he's a good mate with Beryl and Feral, so don't hesitate.
G'day beer lovers, it's your old mate again here, VB Ed. In the 1970s, a very famous book came out, and the book was called Chariots of the Gods, and it was written by a Scandinavian author, a guy called Erich von Daniken. He might even have been Dutch, I'm not quite sure. And in the book he came out with some really crazy ideas. Okay, in this video I'm not going to get into some of those crazy ideas, except for one of them. Okay, now he had this theory about bananas. Okay, he believed that bananas should not exist, and his reasoning goes like this. Okay, now the seed of the banana is contained in the fruit and it is sterile. Okay, the way the banana tree grows and reproduces is by little shoots coming out at the base of the plant. Okay, now there are different species of bananas all over the world. You know, Africa, South America, Southeast Asia, the Pacific Island countries. The bananas are everywhere. Now, how can that have been? This is Erich von Daniken's question. If the seed is infertile, you know, it is sterile, and you follow the theory of evolution, okay, you know, something develops somewhere and then it just gradually evolves and spreads from there. How did the banana get to be all over the world if it evolved from a single plant? Okay, because the birds could not have, you know, the birds are usually the ones that transport the seed. Okay, so the birds would have eaten the fruit, but the seeds were, you know, as I said, sterile. Okay, and bees, yeah, bees transfer seeds around as well, but that cannot explain the prevalence of bananas all over the world. And the bananas date back, I'm talking tens and thousands of years into the past. Okay, you know, there's recordings of bananas in world history. And a lot of the civilizations that left something behind, you know, talking about bananas, talked of bananas as being the gift of the gods, or the fruit of the gods. Okay, so Erich von Daniken is suggesting that the Earth has been influenced a lot in its history by aliens. Okay, and aliens are the ones that either brought the bananas with them, or they started them growing, and then with their spaceships they just flew everywhere and planted the bananas everywhere. Okay, and to primitive man, you know, they would have been seen to be gods, you know, and that's where all this religion started from. You know, all these aliens being seen as gods by primitive man. I've got this theory as well. That is, if mankind, according to evolution, started 500,000 years ago in Africa, a very primitive species that was a little bit more advanced than an ape. Okay, and that was the start of evolution from there. But that was only 500,000 years ago. Okay, that's a short, very short space of time. You know, like there's things like crocodiles that have not evolved for hundreds of millions of years. They're still the same. You know, if you look at the fossil records. So in that 500,000 years, look at all the different species of man that there were. You know, there was Neanderthal man. You know, and Neanderthal man only died out at the end of the last ice age. You know, about 40,000 years ago. And, you know, the current species, we are the only species now, Homo sapien, we're the only ones that survive, you know, but we've got different colours, but we're all the same species, okay? And look at us, we have cracked the codes of physics and science, and, you know, we understand how everything works, and we're even exploring the universe that we're in. Now, we've come a long way from an ape, you know, of just 500,000 years ago. So I almost feel as though we've had alien interference in our evolution.
See, big head, I got a bone to pick with you, boy.
Like a puppet